on my weekly chat with Kat. So hello, make sure that if you are on with me that you put it in live chat, not top chat, and that you, of course, we're live, so we're bringing it in with the ambulances. Yay. The fire engines. I am a mess, and it's okay. It's always okay to be a mess if you can't help it. I've been working out at the gym, and that's that. So, if you're watching this as a recording later on, hello, welcome. We are in Zone 4 this week. Zone 4 for the at-home homemakers means that you're doing the master bedroom, master bathroom, and if you have the master bathroom, and if you have one, and the master closet. If you are a payroll homemaker, then last weekend was Zone 3. This coming weekend for you is going to be Zone 4, okay? Is this a little too bright, Mr. B? Can you look in your thing and see? Do I need to close that?
No, I think it's good.
Okay, we're going to leave it open. All right, girls.
Ask
All
them on
right,
their
so some
phones.
people said hello. So let me see who is here. Donna Hacker, good morning, Donna. Connie Miller, good morning. And Missy B, hello, good morning. So let me ask you three ladies, since there's only three of you on
I
this
didn't get
morning.
notified.
That's crazy. Thanks for your thumbs up, two of you. Appreciate that. But is it too bright? Do I need to pull this down so it's a little darker? You can see me better or no? Let me know. Oh, more ambulances. I feel like I'm
Tell
in a
them we live
parade.
right by a fire
There's a
department,
fire department
right down the street.
right that way. That way. And there's an expressway that way. So they're constantly going back and forth. Hello, fourth person. Who are you? Good morning.
It takes about 10
Looks
minutes.
great. Thanks, Mary. Missy. Sorry, Missy. Okay, so today is master bedroom. You ready? You ready to get started? It's also today is the weekly home blessing hour. Ooh, people are popping in. Popping in. Antonia, good morning, good afternoon from the UK. How you doing, beautiful? Donna said, I see you fine. Thank you very much. Good morning, Brittany said. And Debbie Ernst said, good morning from Indiana. And good morning, long time, Lucia Reynolds. And Tony Rose said, good morning. Carol Dickens is here. Good morning. Margaret Rose is here. Hi, Margaret. Michelle Kennedy Hawkins
They
is
only get
here.
notified.
Good morning. Holiday today in Canada. Victoria Day. Awesome. Mr. B is here. Natasha, good morning. Allison Alden, we have a conversation this morning. Let me switch glasses. Hold tight.
Yeah, it takes them about 10 minutes.
Or as my favorite vegan on YouTube says, hold your mule. Her name is Tabitha Brown, and I just think she's funny. Okay. Lucia liked. Amy Shamblin says, hello, I haven't been on in a while. I'm finally getting my house back in order. Yes, very good. Isabella Pointer, hi in Florida. I do love it when you tell me where you're from. Hi, Isabel. Mickey says she's in Ohio and it's been a while. Hi, Mickey C. Good to have you back. Irene Hartwig is here. Good morning, Irene in Manitoba, right? Manitoba? I'm trying to remember. I keep forgetting where Irene lives. Larry.
No, you don't.
It's Manitoba, but I don't remember that. I've forgotten the city today.
She'll tell you.
You'll tell me. Candace is here. Good morning, Candace. Saeed is here. Good morning, Saeed. I hope I'm saying that right. No, Sajad. Maybe it's Sajad Hussein. Tell me if I'm saying it wrong. Amy Martindale. Hello. Great to see you. Hi, Amy. I'm new. Sajad says, please tell me if I'm pronouncing a double J correctly. Is it pronounced J or H or Y? I'm not sure. Hi, Tony Rose from India. I think India is so lovely, and I think the people from India are so beautiful. So I love that. Dr. Mujta Carmarker. Hi, Mujta. She's from India as well. All the beautiful people from India. Randy Cahotis is here. Good morning from Chicago, Chi-Town. Cynthiana Campbell from Clear Spring, Maryland. There goes the air conditioner, Mr. B. Stifle. Brandon, Manitoba. Thank you. Thank you, Irene. I knew you would tell me. Beautiful sunny day. Lucia Reynolds. Machesney Park, Illinois. Rockford. Some say Chicago suburb, but nah. Lucia is from Machesney Park. When I worked in Chicago, I used to go to downtown Chicago, and then I went across the water to Downers Grove. That's where I knew. That's where I've been, in that area. Lorraine Anderson from Wisconsin. Good morning, Lorraine. Lisa Iao, good morning from Ontario. To Mr. B, too. Mr. B, you shutting everything down? Thank you. Jean Bouvier, hello from sunny upstate South Carolina. Good morning. Good morning. And I'm here in northeastern Florida in St. Augustine. So I love it here. And this is where my mother's family originated from on her father's side in the 1700s. So I'm really a native. Look at this crazy hair, y'all. I just came back from the gym. I'm working out 6 days a week. Today was chest, back. I did it all. I did some abs. I did a little bit of legs. Yeah, today was the day. Tomorrow is aerobics. I don't know cricket. I mean, I know if somebody said, oh, they're playing cricket, and I saw people playing cricket, I would say, oh yeah, they are playing cricket. By cracky. But I don't know anything about cricket much. So
I fish with crickets.
yeah, Larry and I fish with live crickets. I know, we're being silly. You know, I don't even have any lipstick on. Sorry, girls. Pat Hinky, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Oh my goodness, do you feel better by working out? Oh, Tony Rose, I feel so fantastic. And I have a 1-year goal, because you know the dripping of water wears away stone, to be like strong, like a bull. I'm going to be strong, and I'm going to, well, I am actually very strong, but I'm going to be stronger and leaner. That's exciting. And my whole idea is that I don't want to decay. I will age. I'm going to be 68 in July, and aging is expected, but I don't expect to decay. So I'm going to try to prevent decay by continuing to eat well with my Weight Watcher plan and working out on a regular basis. And I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and go to the gym. So, all right, let's see. So Pat said good morning. Tony said, oh my goodness. Vicky said good morning. Hi, Vicky Thornley. Candace said, I have book club at my place last week, and it was so nice seeing everyone and not having to spend the whole day trying to clean. Just in my usual daily processes and zone, and it was ready. I love that, and I'm so happy for you, Candace. That is the goal. Natasha, great job. It's getting hot outside. Working in the yard now is real workout. I know it is, Natasha. Isabel said, this morning I realized how messy my kitchen was from the relaxing weekend, so I told myself I'll at least empty my dishwasher and scrub my stovetop. 2 hours later, I did 2 loads of laundry and my home blessing. Yes, just get started with that morning routine, changes everything. You were not looking your age at 68. Thank you, Sajad. Again, tell me if your name is right. I want to make sure I'm not slaughtering your name. I want to give you the right pronunciation that you deserve. Candace, I started Pilates 2 weeks ago, doing that twice a week, and water aerobics twice a week. Excellent, Candace. I'm so proud of you. Keep it up. That's a promise to yourself. I know that all of you aren't patrons, but there's a great Patreon video that I made called Promises. And just for that video, I think you should sign up if you haven't already to watch that video. It's so important. Lorraine Anderson, and if you are a patron, go watch it. Good for you. I've been loving weight training. Want to add yoga for movement. Yes, Lorraine. Great goals, Tony said. Lisa said, you will do it, Kat. So happy for you. Thank you, Lisa. I'm so excited. And I'll be back in my clothes that I wore before pandemic. Won't that be nice? But I'll be stronger. Dickie Talmadge, good morning from Santa Paula, California, to me and Mr. B. Hi, Dickie. Hi, John. Amanda Jane from Oz. That means Australia. Again, she's up at midnight. Amanda Jane. But you know what? You can play with us for a little bit, then you need to go to sleep. Lisa said, morning routine, sheets are in the wash, weekly home blessing is done, having coffee with you, and then we'll do my zone. Yes, love it. Mr. B said, want to be personally mentored by Kat? Okay, so that's the information. If you don't already belong to the Patreon group and support my channel in that way, which is what you're actually doing, you're supporting me in this work that I do for you. Because I don't know if you know, but when you're on Patreon, you get paid by advertisements, and they pay you like,
No, when you're on YouTube.
YouTube, sorry, on YouTube, they pay you squeak, a little teeny bit, fractions of cents on each advertisement, and it takes a lot to make any money. So by having a Patreon channel and by mentoring, which is my ministry and my love, that's how I make an income to do this for you, so I can stay on here and do this for you. So think about joining. It's only $5 a month. I think you get way more than you would get anywhere else. I give you 5 videos a week, and if you want to be mentored by me, I would love to. I have some 4 times a month slots coming open the beginning of next month. So if you're thinking about that, put your money aside and see how you can make that work in your budget, and see if it's going to be worthwhile for you to have an investment in yourself, and come on over and be mentored by me 4 times a month. 4 times a month is ideal. 2 times a month, 2 times a month is for people who just can't afford 4 times a month, or for those who've done 4 times a month for so long they feel like they can back down a little bit. Once a month is more like a little tester to see if you can do it, or for those people who have been with me for a long time who just want to keep the accountability. So there you go. And you can all do once a month. I mean, it's fine. You just aren't going to get as much out of once a month because you're going to be so long by yourself until you see me again. So think about it, think about it for next month. What are you going to do? And make that commitment to yourself. Let's get going. The beginning of summer is a great time to start. Isabel said, we relaxed last weekend, but did a lot of cooking. So now we have meals for the next 2 to 3 days. Yes, awesome. Allison said that video was so good. Thank you, Allison. I liked it too. I pray for the videos and they come to me, and I thought that one was a really, really good one. So if you haven't already seen it, go watch it. If you're not a patron, sign up and watch it. Amy Shamblin, my family started CrossFit 2 months ago, and we go Monday through Friday. I'm in Colorado. Amy, that's fantastic. My stepson is a champion in CrossFit, actually. And, Lisa, got to go, Lisa from Tony Rose. He is 52, and in his age group, he's like one of the very top in the country. He's doing so well. We're so proud of him. He's such a handsome man. Let's see.
If you don't mind, I got rid of Funkadelic Peach.
I didn't see that person. Does us watching the whole ad give you more money? Yeah, it does. Sorry, because, I can't control what those ads are. Sorry. You're right pronouncing my name. Oh, thank you, Sajad. I'm so happy I'm saying it right. Yay. Thank you for letting me know. Pat Hinky, checking into warm water aerobics when son comes next week, planning projects when he is here. Awesome, Pat. Sunflower Girl Lynn. Hey, Lynn. Just got in, and we'll have to catch up later. That's okay. You know what I think I'm going to do now? Because I caught up. I'm going to have, I'm almost empty. Look at my cup. Isn't it pretty? She is clothed with strength and dignity. One of you sent me this, and I don't remember who, but thank you if it was you. I love it, and I use it every day. My coffee's almost gone, Mr. B.
We'll go to Starbucks later.
Oh, we will? Yay. Mickey C, do you still do Weight Watchers? I don't do the videos anymore. I just don't have enough time to give to you and to do that. So I don't do the Weight Watcher blog anymore, or videos anymore. But there are so many great ones out there. So yeah. And plus we do RV Life with, or RV Living, RV Living. I never can remember. RV Life with Kat and Mr. B, which is a brand new channel. I don't know. We put a couple things out. We are going to be doing a whole lot more.
Working on the Hello Calorie video, right?
We've just finished my mother's probate of her, probate's almost over of her estate, but the estate sale, I couldn't handle it emotionally, and so my sister Marty and Larry did all the work. My sister Patty helped a little bit, and it's done. It was 3 hard days and lots of days before, and Marty started when we were out of town and started it, so she worked extra hard. Now that that's over, we're going to get the house cleaned, have the floors cleaned. The yard's already been taken care of. Today we've got somebody carting off the things we couldn't sell, and then the house will go on the market, and once that's sold, which in Northeast Florida in a really prime location shouldn't take very long, we should do really well. So the timing is actually good for that. And then when that's over, we're done, except for distribution of the probate to my sisters and myself, and then whatever dribbles in, there may be some things that are dribbling in, but other than that, there's not going to be any focus on that anymore. So we'll have more time to focus on doing RV Life with Kat and Mr. B. and spend more time with you. Okay, let's see what's going on now. Lion of Judah, Lamb of God. Folks, please read Matthew 24 and Revelation. Absolutely. Love that mug, Lorraine said. Yes. Hello, honeybees. Joe, you're so sweet, girl. One day I'm going to meet you in person. Lion of Judah said, Jesus cares about you, folks. That's true. Okay, Megan Curley. Hey, hey, Megan. So pretty. Let's see. Sajad said, by doing exercises, depression reduces. Absolutely, Sajad. And that's really true. I don't like that title, Mr.
I
B.
don't like that title either.
So let's release that one.
Yes,
Ruth Ann Morris, hi from Kansas. Look at that pretty little sunflower. I've been to Kansas when the sunflowers' little heads were following the sun. It was so beautiful. Okay, anybody else? Anybody else have any content? Okay, any questions about what you're doing this week? You know how to do your morning routine? If you don't, gosh, I'm a fuzzy mess here, girls. Oh, here's another thing. I'm digressing, but I'm actually a naturally curly person. And you probably can't really tell, but my hair is really, really curly. Maybe you've been with me long enough to see it. And I think I'm going to go back to my curls, embrace who God made me to be. And so, in fact, I know I am. So you will be seeing a lot more curls from this girl. Right now, it's a big old mess. Look at that. It's a big old mess. But yes, I've had my vaccine. Thank you for asking, Sajad. Candace, I'd rather do this than watch the ads. Oh, thank you, Candace. I don't blame you. Curls are beautiful, Lisa said. Mine.
You know Saeed Hussein?
Sajad?
Shut up.
Yeah, she's wonderful. She's new.
Okay.
Mickey, Mr. B keeps track of who's on here, and he said, I don't recognize that name. I said,
No,
she's
well,
new.
just an odd question.
Love those girls. Curls are beautiful. Love the curls. You girls are so funny. Pat Hinky says, I'm glad that not taking long for our mother's, it's not taking that long for our mother's estate. It took me over 2 years for my husband's estate. Yeah, this is, Dad's was 2 years because I had a not so great attorney with him in the beginning, but I switched attorneys. She got it done. Daddy's is over June 1st. Mama's is over June 8th. It took 3 months. There was no people, he didn't owe any money to anyone, so it's not an issue. And so ours is real easy. So when that's done, and it's over. So good. Thank you again, Candace, for your little $5. You're such a sweet, gifty girl. Your curls are beautiful. Thank you, Dickie.
Hey, Dickie loves your curls.
You're so sweet. Okay, so what do y'all want to talk about? Because we've got routines we could talk about, basic weekly home planning, basic weekly plan, which is like the weekly home blessing hour we could talk about. We could talk about the zone. We can talk about the weather. What do you want to talk about? I'm here for you. Whatever you need to talk about. Questions, comments, concerns, please put them up here. I like questions to have a few caps in the beginning so I know it's important and I don't want to skip it. Okay? All right. And I appreciate that I do have 14 thumbs up. Oh, Sajad is a boy, not a girl. Well, welcome, Sajad. Thumbs up to anybody who hasn't done that. I really appreciate it because that really affects the algorithm, and it totally affects how we are paid. So it really helps the kinds of advertisements they put out there and things like that if you give me a thumbs up. So I appreciate it. 18 now. Thank you very much. Okay, let's see. Motivation. You want to talk about motivation? Let's talk about motivation. Donna, motivation cannot come from me. It's a decision to do the things that you need to do, and then the motivation comes from yourself once you make that decision. So if you say, today I want to start the Flylady system, or I want to pick it back up. You're never going to make up, and I don't want you to do some crazy cleanup. I want you to just start where you are. Just step your little toe down and take a step. So for motivation, you have to say, well, this morning I'm going to get up and do my morning routine. And you heard how that motivation works because I forget who it was that already this morning who said, you know what, I had such a mess from the weekend and I just didn't want to do anything and I just felt exhausted. But instead I did my morning routine, and guess what? I ended up doing everything I had to do. She did her morning routine. She did the weekly home blessing hour. She's done her work. And so that's what it takes. That motivation comes from within. Pat Hinkey's hair gets curlier every summer, gets curly every summer. Can you talk about a room that is a project? Yeah, I can. Let me read the rest of these comments and I will. How about getting rid of stuff you haven't used in years but you think you need so hard? Okay, I'll talk about that too. Let me make some notes.
That's a whole nother hour.
Let me make some notes. I'm going to have some notes here. Hold on. So, getting rid of 30-year clutter. And we had motivation. And what was the last one? One of the others I just asked. Project. Okay. So let's talk about the project first. Anything can be a project. Anything can be a project. So to do a project is when you are working in your house and you've tried doing your zones, and every time you come to one of your zones, you think this is such a waste of time. I should really be working in this really awful thing that I have, this craft room that's up to the ceiling, or this office that's got so much paper, or this garage that has so much crazy storage, or this guest room, whatever it is that's bugging you, or your kitchen. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be your living room, but you're to the point where everything is okay, but this one room is just and it's really bothering you. Then you can stop doing zones. And you can make sure you're doing this. You can't just stop doing zones. You have to make sure you're doing your clutter checks. If you don't do clutter checks, then that clutter is going to encroach and come back in like the sea and take over that living room or whatever room you feel good about. So you make sure you're doing your clutter checks 3 times a day to keep any new clutter from adding to what already is there. And then you make up a project plan. Project plan, you get a piece of paper. At the top, you write the name of the project. Office, example. Underneath it, a mission statement or a vision statement. I want this office to be used as an office where I pay bills and organize my family and do my planning, but I also want it to be a reading place for me. And I also want to do my crocheting in here. Okay, so you've got that little vision or mission. Okay, then you make a list down the paper of each thing that you want to accomplish in that room, a to-do list, kind of a bullet list that says, okay, all the empty boxes have to come out, all the paper needs to be stacked up, go through all the papers and sort them, and throw away trash and empty the boxes that I have in here, declutter the cabinets, rearrange the bookshelf, clear the desk off, empty the file drawers, whatever it is that you have. And then you assign a time limit to each one of those things, the realistic time that you think it's going to take to accomplish that feat. And then you add those numbers up, and whatever total numbers you have, you divide by 120 minutes. Those minutes divided by 120, because you're going to have 120 minutes a week to work in that room on the project, which is twice as much time as I give you on a zone. So that's 30 minutes a day, 4 days a week, or if you're payroll, it's going to be 2 hours on Saturday. And once you've decided how many weeks it's going to take, then you need to give yourself some extra time in case something happens. So let's say you say it's going to take 6 weeks, then I want you to give yourself 7 weeks, because you need a little slippage. You don't know what's going to happen that's going to prevent you. You might get sick. Somebody in your family might be injured. You just don't know. So give yourself a little padding. And then go to your calendar and pick a start date and count off the weeks. So then at the top right, you're going to put the start date and the end date. So for example, you're going to start on May 24th and you're going to end on, let's say you ended on July 12th. Okay? And then you know this room is going to be done by July 12th. It might be September 15th. Who knows? It doesn't even matter, because the date is going to come and go whether you do it or don't do it. But that's how you do a project. Once the project is done, then you go back to zones, including that room, which now is going to be cleaned. And when you get into other room, that particular room is in other room, zone 3, you're going to be able to deep clean in that room. Okay? All right. The other question that you guys had asked me was, getting rid of 30-year-old clutter. So any clutter that you have, the longer you have clutter, the more ingrained it is in your psyche somehow. I don't know why, but we have such an honor that we give our clutter, an undeserved honor. And you need to debunk that. You know, that is not really true. When you look at your clutter, think about how it serves you. Because things that you own are there to serve you, either because they delight you or you need to use them to accomplish some ends, um, or really that's it. I mean, that's really it. You need to use it, love it, or need it. So it's really those two things that you either they delight you or they accomplish some, they're a means to some end. If they're not, if they're old papers, they're not serving you, they're no means to an end, they're just pressure. Get rid of them. If you have, you know, doing this estate sale, it was difficult because my sisters would call me and tell me, you know what, mom and daddy paid $300 for that 20 years ago. It's worth $1,500. But you know what? A dear friend, Margaret Rose's father, was in sales his whole life, and he said, the value of something is what somebody is willing to pay for it. And the thing that I had to tell my sisters was, our parents bought those things 60 years ago, and they loved them for their whole married life. They got the good out of it. And if we can't sell it, then we have to give it away, because it's not worth frittering and worrying and keeping and storing. You know, that those things are, nobody wanted it. I mean, we've already gone through who wanted what, and everybody's taken what they wanted. This is what's left for the estate sale. No matter how lovely those things are, you don't have a place for that in your home. You don't want it. I certainly don't have a place for it. My children, their children, no one wanted those things. So if nobody else wants them either who came to your estate sale, then give it away. Give it away. And so that's what you have to do in your house. You have to say, I spent X number of dollars on this outfit, which doesn't fit me anymore, but I loved it, and it was such a fun day when I wore that on such and such occasion, but it's been hanging in my closet for 20 years. What good is that? What good is that? So get rid of it. Let it go. Let it bless someone else. Okay? All right. I think that person probably needs to go. Next is, okay, let me see what else we've got here. Go back and see if I missed anything. So I hope that helps you learn to let go of things. Connie, you lost your mother-in-law last week. I'm sorry. And lost your father-in-law in July. Still waiting for his estate, so it's stressful. I'm wondering how to deal with it all. Yeah. It's just one foot in front of the other, one day after another. Make a plan, follow your plan. Don't try to take it all on in one day in your head. In your head. If you can afford it, get a professional to help you. Yeah. Okay. Like, we could have afforded somebody to do the estate sale, but decided not to pay that person. Instead, Larry and Marty decided they would take it on, and so they did. I don't know that now that they've done it, if they thought it was worth it. I think they probably would have liked to have had somebody do it, but it's behind them now.
No, I'm glad we did.
You're glad you did it? Okay. Joe said, I find that motivation comes after action. Yes, Joe, you're 100% right. I work 1 to 10, so I'm tired. So I tried to do everything in the morning. I'm blessed that my husband always has been a clean person, so he keeps my kitchen sinks clean, so when I get home I can relax with him. If you work a regular work week, which is you worked 8 hours plus your lunch hour and your travel time or whatever, then you're tired, you know, and you need to rest when you come home. If you can go to bed right as soon as you come home at 11 and wake up at, say, 7, you do have time to get your things done in the morning. But it's up to you if you want to do that. If you want to do it on the weekend, you can do it on the weekend. Okay? All right, let's see. So many good comments here today. I love it. Connie said, your advice to unpack during a zone has been so helpful. Oh, yay. I'm so glad you like that. Hi, Connie. Isabel, I do have an art room that is corner full of containers with clutter. I need to go through it a bit a day. So you're going to make it a project, because that's not how you do it on the regular system. You know that, right? You just go through it when you're in that zone. But if you want to drop your zones and go through it 2 hours, 30 minutes a day, you can totally make it a project. But do a project plan first. Don't go on with an unwritten plan. Marybeth Blackledge. Hi, Marybeth. My son graduated from college and got a job in California. He only comes home twice a year. Should I leave his room as he left it, or can I box up his things and make a sewing room out of his room? He's an adult. He doesn't live at home. In my opinion, that is your room, not his room anymore. He has his room in California. He comes home for a visit. I would make it into a guest room. That's what I would do. You do what you want to do, but that's what I would do. And I would give him his things that are memorabilia because he's grown now. And if he doesn't want it, then you have to, if you choose to keep it, that's up to you. I would not. I would give it to him and then say, you can do whatever you want to with this. Pat said, I work on my sewing room for 2 weeks, getting ready for my son to sleep in it. It's just done. I need to make fun times for the bed, so I have to wait for son. I just need to make fun times for the bed. What does that mean, Pat? But it's okay. If you're waiting on him to help you do something, that's fine for your sewing room. Getting it ready for him. Forever Mimi, good morning. Pat Hinky, Maribeth, my son comes home only once a year and my daughter lives in California every 5 years. Donna Hacker, remind me what unpacking during a zone means. If you are moving into a home, you're going to unpack in the zone, which means this is zone 4. Time to unpack all your stuff from zone 4. Your master bedroom, master closet, master bathroom. That's unpacking in the zone. You also pack in the zone. When you're getting ready to leave, you have like a month before you leave, you pack it up in the zone. That's what that means, okay? Debbie Tybert, good morning. Sunflower Girl Lynn, we've actually had this clutter for 30 years, wondering how you knew. Because I am you. Sing it, Elsa. Let it go, let it go. Mickey C. That was Joe. She's so funny. It's hard ever to get rid of parent stuff, but you can't keep it all. Nope. And it is hard because you have tied emotions to it, but I have to remind myself what I remind all of you. Those things aren't your parents. Those things aren't your parents. And so when you save those things, you can't have your parents back. You're just saving their stuff that they couldn't take with them. So you have to let it go. You have to let it go. If it's something specific that you love, you have 1 or 2 nice things that you'd like to have, of course you can have those things. They remind you of happy times with your parents, but they are not your parents, and your parents aren't in those things, okay? They're not in their handwriting. I think that's the hardest one. They're not in their handwriting. They're not in their clothing. They're not in the bed they slept in. They're not in the dresser they stood in front of every day to get ready. They're not in those things, so you have to let that go. Mary Beth said, thanks, you're welcome. I feel guilt when I think of touching my son's room. He has only been gone since September. I live in Mississippi and he's in San Diego. Why? Why do you feel guilt? You have to let that go. He's gone. He's a grown man. Our children are supposed to leave, and they're supposed to marry and cleave to someone else and become a family themselves. So we're letting that go. We're letting it go. You're not doing anything that is disloyal to your son. You are approving of him moving out. You are letting him leave and be an adult and be an individual and be whole on his own. So he has no part of himself back at home. This is just for him to come see you, who he loves. His room, he doesn't love. He loves you, okay? All right. Hey, Marty, she's back. Okay, Libby Chapman, good morning. I'm glad you had time yesterday to chat with Alice and I. You are welcome. Pat said hey to Marty. Tricia said, good morning, Kat. Good to be with you all again. Hi, Tricia Henderson. Natasha said, God bless you, Larry. That's such a hard thing to do. He did a good job. Marty did too. Marty did an excellent job. Marybeth Blackledge, that is so true. It is true, Marybeth, about he came to see his mama, not his stuff. Okay. Okay, I got all the questions. Does anybody else have anything they want to talk about?
And I just want to say one thing. When you give your clutter away that's been sitting there for a year and 30 years, it can be a blessing in somebody else's life.
Exactly.
They'll start using it.
Exactly. Did you hear him? I don't know if you did. I'll repeat it.
Yeah,
Larry said, when you give your clutter away, that's been sitting in your house for 30 years, it becomes a blessing in someone else's life if they chose to have that thing. If they said, oh, that's so cool, and I love this, and I'm going to use this. Amen, Mr. B. Joe heard you. Okay. All right. Brittany Douglas, thank you. The project room is the last unoccupied bedroom. Getting it ready for my 2-year-old so the new baby can go into the nursery in October. It's all the things that don't have a home. And you know what? If they don't have a home and you can't find a place for them, that could mean that you have too much in the places that could be a home that you're not using or loving or needing. So maybe you need to go look at what you've got stored away and rediscover that maybe you don't need some of those things, which will be easier the second time. Um, the other thing is, if your house is small, sometimes we have to get rid of things. If you don't have a lot of storage, you want to live in the house you have. You don't want to live in a storage unit. So if you, like, I live in a small home now, I live in an RV. I can only have what I can have. The end. That's all there is. So I don't have everything.
But it's our favorite
I can't
things.
have everything, but I have everything I love. Okay? All right. And so if you have a smaller home, that may be something you have to do. Let's see. Natasha says, God bless Larry. It's such a hard thing to do. It is so true. Brittany said, thank you, the project room. Okay, I just read that. Ernestine, good morning from Kansas. Thank you for answering questions for everyone, but also they also apply to me. I know that's the greatest thing. Remember when your teacher said no question is stupid? Everyone else might be thinking the same thing. Marty said, Larry was an awesome blossom. Amen, Mr. B. Okay, I read that. Pat Hinkie, I always ask the kids what they want. Pat, you mean your adult children? You ask them what they want to take away from your house? Is that what you mean? That would be great. That's great. And if they don't want it, and the other thing is, listen to me, dear women, listen to me. When you give something to someone, really give it. Let it go. Do not send it with strings. Let it go. If somebody gets something that you gave them and they paint it bright blue and put daisy stickers on it, that is none of your concern. If somebody takes something that you gave them and they use it, and then one day they say, this doesn't fit in my house, and they give it away at a garage sale because they couldn't even sell it, that is none of your concern. You gave it to them, and it is theirs to do with as they please. If you did not want them to do with as they please, perhaps you shouldn't have given it to them. You should have kept it for yourself. So don't be selfish and not give things to people, but also don't give things to people expecting them to do what you want to do with those things, okay? That's really important. All right. And don't tell me that none of you have had that happen to you, where somebody gives you something and says, okay, now, if you decide you don't want this one day, give it back. Don't do that to anybody. I've had that happen to me, yes. Let's see. So many comments on here. Sunflower Lynn says, thank you, Larry. I heard you. Good morning, Nancy. Connie Miller said, when my first child left home, I didn't change anything. By the time the last one left, I was so done. I immediately made my craft room. Yes, Connie. Tony Rose, just unboxing my new Bissell Featherweight Lightweight Vacuum. What color did you get, Tony? Crystal Diaz, I finally caught you. Hi, Crystal. Amy Shamblin, I need to go through my craft area because we have mice in the basement and I see droppings everywhere. Maybe I'll check it all. Maybe. Don't want mice in your house. It's not nice. Hashtag goals, RV life. Joe, wouldn't that be cool if you got one and then we ended up camping next to each other? I would love that. Forever Mimi said, I live in a 1-bedroom apartment and I love to craft and I have limited space, so I just only put so much crafting in my storage container and the rest is history. Love it, Mimi. That is absolutely how to do it. And you know what? You'll enjoy your craft so much more. Isabel Pointer said, how long will you and Larry be traveling? What were your to-do lists before you went on the road? Well, number one, we put everything in storage that we didn't want, that we weren't sure about. We put it in storage for a year because we had never lived in an RV before. And we lived in a smaller RV for a year and discovered that we loved it. After the year was up,
we didn't touch that stuff.
We didn't touch it. We might have gotten 1 or 2 tiny little things, but we basically didn't touch it. So when we opened it up at the end of the year, we got rid of all of it. My wedding gown, antiques, books, china, crystal, guitars,
TVs,
televisions, expensive things that were in part of our household that we just let them go. We did ask our girls if they wanted anything, and they came and got a couple things. One of them said, "You can't get rid of your wedding gown. Oh my gosh, what about your great grandchildren?" I said, "Then you keep it." And one of them took it. She kept it for a week or two. She put it on her body. She took a couple pictures and called me and said, "Mom, I'm going to get rid of this gown." I said, "I don't care what you do with it," which is what I always say. I don't care what you do with it. I gave it to you. And so she got rid of it because she realized that it was folly to keep something. Listen, I'm not Abraham Lincoln. Bye, Marty. I'm not Abraham Lincoln. They're not going to build a memorial to me and need all my things. I'm not Elvis Presley. I'm just me, one of trillions of people in the world with junk. So we just let it go. Now, somebody probably got that beautiful gown and did something with it. They may have made infants' gowns. They may have used it themselves. They may have, I don't care. It may just be in a box in a corner somewhere getting moldy and roach eaten. I can't help that. I don't care. I have pictures of me in it. The day I spent in it was beautiful. I only had one wedding, and that was enough for me. Okay.
The other question was how long until Jesus comes back. She said how long.
I was going to get to how long we're going to RV. Mr. B plans on RVing until he can't RV anymore. And I plan on RVing until Larry can't RV anymore. So that's what the answer is. They heard you.
Okay.
Okay. So, so that's it, Isabel. We plan on, this is a lifestyle that we really embrace. And I'm not closed to anything. Something could happen in the future where we change our mind. I can't imagine that though, because this so far has been the most wonderful lifestyle that we could ever embrace. We love it so much. Teresa Vasquez, good morning from California. Thank you for your weekly encouragement and direction. Thank you, Teresa, for commenting. Talita Malignano, good morning, lovely cat. I struggle with using YouTube as a crutch when I feel uncertain or anxious. There's so much supportive content on here, but it's so easy to overdo. How do I find moderation? Talita, first of all, you make a plan and a promise to yourself, and you do your plan. And then you have free time in the afternoon, and you will find that what you're observing on YouTube changes. You won't need support from people. You'll be doing things like I do. I like to watch sheep being born. I don't know why. I watch people who make vegan food. I'm not a vegan. It's just interesting to me. I watch it instead of television. But I don't need to go there for support because I'm doing the things that I need to do. So if you're going there for motivation to clean your house, stop. Start now embracing this system that I give you. It's so easy. And if you haven't already, go watch How to Do the Flylady System for Newbies. It's an old video I have on here. Get a piece of paper, get a pen, have an hour, and sit down and watch that video. It shows you exactly how to do this system, my version of this system as a Flylady myself, okay? So moderation in watching videos comes with taking charge of your life. It's your life. It's not these people's lives. Yes, they want to bless you and help you, but pick one. If it's me, fine. If it's them, fine. Pick one and accept the blessing and do the thing. And then stop watching all these other people. I know I have people who will follow me and then they follow the actual Flylady, who's where I came from, and they follow somebody else, and then they're all screwed up because they're doing all these different plans. You got to pick one. When I mentored for Flylady at Flylady, she said for us to tell everyone to stop getting the video, the emails from her because it would be too confusing. They need to focus on what you're telling them, is what she told us, and we would each have our own spin on it. And I am teaching the Flylady system with my spin on it that I think is easier for people. And so that's why I encourage you to come here, but you don't have to. Mine's not the answer for everyone, but I find that it's an answer for a lot of people, okay? All right. So stop dabbling and dig in. That's what I'll say. Stop dabbling and dig in. Pat Hinkie, my daughter couldn't fit in my wedding dress. My daughter was way too small for my wedding dress. Natasha, how's the AC in the RV? I'd worry about being hot in summer. We have two fantastic heat pumps in this air conditioner system in this RV. This is a wonderful diesel RV. It's meant for full-time living. It's lovely. We love everything about it. We're not too hot. It's got sun visors and daytime visors. So we've got two things that close out the heat. Right now I've got a tree on this side and a tree on this side, so I've got shade. But even without shade, we've been in the full sun in this RV, and our air conditioner keeps it absolutely fine. It's just like a house. It's just a little house, a little cabin on wheels. We love it. All right, let's see. Been on here for 45 minutes. You guys still good? Okay. Good morning, Yasmin Sierra. Trisha, I have suggested living in my RV to my husband, and he is retiring and not biting. Yeah, both people have to love it and do it. Why don't you do a test? Why don't you try living in it for a while and see how you like it? How true, Trisha. Pat said. Candace, gotta go. Have a blessed day. Bye, Candace. When you're the age you are, does your... Okay, that needs to go. That is so nasty.
Oh my gosh.
Megan Curley, haha, love Mr. B. Thank you. Marie Mack. Larry loves you too, darling. Marie Mack, hey, just got here. Love you, Kat. Thank you, Marie. Megan, hi, Kat. Grateful for the program. Last week was crazy, but I knew what to let go of. Just did my routines and the absolute needed things, laundry and food, let go of zone work and other projects. There you go, girl. Tracy Grant, why is it easier to help another clean than to clean for yourself? That's a great question. I can go help my sister who is recovering from surgery, but I can't do my own house on my weekend. Here's the answer, Tracy. And I tell people this often. I'm standing on the deck of the boat. You're out there in the choppy water. I can point you to the life preserver that you can't see because you're in the choppy water. So you could do the same for your sister, but you can't do it for yourself. I can help you because I can see and point you in the right direction. That's why. It's all your stuff. It's all around you. You just have to trust and go forward. Okay? All right. Let's see. I read that already. That was a great question, Tracy Grant. Jean, so true. I had videos and Pinterest pictures saved, deleted everything. Cat system is best. Thank you, Jean. Isabel, good for you both on traveling. You live only once. I had a job that gave me depression. Now I got a new job. I love it. And I got weekends off, so I get to spend them with my husband exploring our county in Florida. Yes, Isabel. Talita said, thanks. Pat Hinkie said, mine was too tall. Carla said, good morning, Mr. B and Kat. What an honor to catch you live. Thank you, Carla. Megan, now back on track this week. Just jump back in. Absolutely. Chris, hello. Hi, Chris. Crystal Diaz. We recently got I'm not sure what a RZR is.
A car.
Oh, a car. And it needs to go to the garage soon. But when I walk into my garage, I usually really get bad anxiety. What should I do? Recently got I'm not sure, is that a car? Did she say a car later?
RZR.
And it needs to go into the it needs to go in the garage soon. But when I walk in my garage, I get really bad anxiety. Okay, so I'm thinking you mean your garage is overwhelming and there's no room in it for whatever this RZR is. So I would make that into if you have something critical that has to happen, then you need to go ahead and make that into a project. And once you get in that room, that garage, and you start dividing it into work that needs to be done and writing it down, then you can see what you need to recruit help on because things are too big and too heavy, what you could delegate, and what you can do. And you can only work 30 minutes a day, 4 days a week, or 2 hours on Saturday if you're at payroll. So it will, and you'll have a start date and an end date if you do exactly what I just told you about adding up the time and dividing it by 120 minutes. You'll know exactly how long it takes. And it might mean that that garage is going to take you 6 months, and your whatever the RZR is going to sit out in the weather for that long. That means that maybe you need to share this with somebody, and in 3 months you can get it done. Or maybe you need to hire out some of it. I don't know, because I'm not quite sure what an RZR is, and I don't quite know if you mean that your garage is overwhelming because it's jammed with junk, but probably it is. So you just have to use your head. You're not stupid. You can do this. Use your head, use your resources, and work on this room alone. The rest of the house gets clutter checked 3 times a day, so nothing is worse. It won't get worse, okay? You can do it. Chris Devlin, new here. Hi, Chris. Lynn says, so many great questions and answers, aren't they? Mary Beth said, pardon me, thank you so much for your advice. Appreciate you and Mr. B. You're welcome. You have a lot of storage in the RV. We have been given away stuff in Daddy's house, and he doesn't need while he's alive. I have already taken what I want. There you go. We do have a lot of storage in this RV, but not a lot compared to a house. Side by side, Crystal said. All right. All right, my ladies, that's it, I think. I don't see any more questions coming in. I appreciate your thumbs up. Those of you who are watching this as a recording also. I see a couple more things. Good morning. Fantastic advice. It's an all-terrain vehicle. Okay, thank you. Libby Chapman, and that was from Diane Lema. My legs are swelling from sitting. Should I get on the treadmill for 5 minutes or swish and swipe the last toilet? Swish and swipe the last toilet. That takes you 2 seconds. Then get on your treadmill if you need to. Donna Hacker, thanks again. You're welcome. Okay, y'all. I love you very much. I'll see you next Monday. Come join me on Patreon. There's the link. Mr. B put it up. Come join me. Watch the videos. They are mentoring type videos. Especially if you haven't already watched Promises. It's a great video. And I will talk to you next week. Watch our videos here too, and always give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already and you like this channel, please subscribe and share this with your friends. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye, Nancy. Bye, Tony. Okay. Bye, everyone.